Well, for the past 2 years, researchers at Buffalo State have been on a mission to find out everything they can about John Brent, Buffalo's first African-American architect. And their discoveries of Brent's work through the years were not only amazing to themselves, but also Brent's relatives who are still living in Buffalo. Tonight, the revelations will be on public display for the first time at the Birchfield Penny Arts Center in the most comprehensive look at John Brent's life and legacy, which many don't know about. Our Jeff Preval brings us this unknown story of Western New York.
Christine Parker, a diversity research fellow at Buff State, is the lead researcher on the John Brent project. But this isn't just some assignment. For her, it's personal. She's a Buffalo girl, and Brent's work has connections to her childhood.
The gates, when you're a child, they're really a large structure. They're huge. They're bigger than you could ever imagine.
She's talking about the entrance gates to the Buffalo Zoo. John Brent designed 2 of the 9 gates here. Both are on the National Register of Historic Places.
John Brent would have had something to do with the design of our experience. I think it fuels your passion, because now you want to know, where else have I walked? What other portal have I crossed through? That this gentleman has made his contribution in Buffalo.
Researchers have been looking beyond the history books where information about Brent has existed for years. In addition to designing gates at the zoo, Brent is renowned for designing the construction plans for the Michigan Ave YMCA, which was built in 1928.
It was the center of African American culture in Buffalo.
Parker has learned through records at the Erie County Library that Brent also designed a YMCA camp in Wales. These photos were taken in the 1940s. The camp was one of the few places black children were allowed to go and play. Because John Brent worked for the city of Buffalo, City Hall was one of Parker's first stops in her research. With the help of city inspectors, more than 40 historical drawings and blueprints created by John Brent were located.
He's been in every part of this city.
Drawings found include this sketch of the Lake Erie shoreline from LaSalle Park to the small boat harbor to Tiff Farm. Other sketches found Maston, Cazenovia, and Houghton Parks.
You're looking for JEB, that's all you want to see.
Also revealed this drawing of Roosevelt Square, where West Genesee and Main Streets meet. Today, this is what the intersection looks like.
Each drawing is unique, beautifully articulated drawing style. It's a real gift to be able to be so precise.
Some of the drawings Brent designed were for future construction. Others were done so records of the sites could be on file.
Now this is an interesting one.
And this is a new chain.
Oh, I know.
This is an interesting one.
It's the 1951 modification drawing of what was known as the Humboldt Wading Pool. Today, it's the splash pad at MLK Park. The drawing details plumbing and electrical features there, which have been referred to for development. Parker has also obtained John Brent's application for membership to the American Institute of Architects, which according to Parker shows Brent had a pretty important job for the government.
John Brent was hired through the Department of the Interior in 1931 until 1934.
It was during this time, Parker says, according to National Archives, Brent contributed to the design plans of Founders Library at Howard University. Today, the library is a literary landmark.
Of course, he's a DC boy, so he went back to his hometown and he had to take care of his family. So I'm sure this was a great opportunity.
There was a whole lot more material than we ever anticipated. We started with just thinking there were zoo gates and the Michigan Avenue YMCA, but we were not aware of the breadth of work that he had done over the years.
But the chronicling of John Brent's work and legacy has been especially impactful for Brent's descendants.
I'm very appreciative that Christine pursued this.
I was only aware of that he had designed the gates. Oh, it means a lot in many ways. And on a personal level, it's kind of embarrassing because I don't think I came up to the standards that he laid out before me.
It's been emotional. It's miffed me a little bit. I attended Howard University, and one of the things I learned is that the building, Founders Library, where I spent many hours studying, was partially designed by my Uncle John. Now, Uncle John took me to Howard University to help me get enrolled, probably helped pay my expenses there. Did I ever hear a word about that? No.
Brent's nieces and nephews say when they were young, their uncle never talked about his work. Even with this, they say, he still had a tremendous sense of pride in what he did.
He was a modest person. That's just who he was. He was a solid citizen, a modest person. He didn't brag about what he did. He just did it.
Brent also fought for the rights of blacks. He founded and was the first elected president of the NAACP Buffalo branch, which was established in 1914, just 2 years after Brent arrived in Buffalo. Brent's name is on the NAACP Buffalo Charter.
He was an architect of social change.
He was such an important part of our lives.
You can only imagine what the experience will be when John Brent's work and legacy come alive for the first time.
It's going to be thrilling.
I have children and grandchildren that I want them to see this.
To imagine walking the paths of life John Brent walked, appreciating artifacts like Brent's drawing tools, which his family has preserved after all these years, and reflecting on the family photos.
Brent, that's you. There's Uncle John, Jennifer.
Brent had lots of curls when he was a baby, and all this beautiful curly hair.
This is Evelyn.
If you were to sum up that legacy, what would that legacy be?
Well, I think being a role model on all different levels it's got to be inspirational.
John Brent was a pioneer, and he'll be revered for that.
The John Brent exhibit will be unveiled tonight and will be open to the public until the end of March at Birchfield Penny. The exhibit will be dedicated to two Buff State professors who have passed in recent years, Dr. Edward O. Smith Jr. and Dr. Felix Armfield. Both had longed for the John Brent exhibit to come to fruition. At the Birchfield Penny Arts Center, I'm Jeff Preval, Channel 2 News, Unknown Stories.
Thank you, Jeff. What a great story and what a great gift, not only for the Brent family. Obviously, they are so proud of their family member's accomplishment, but also kudos to Miss Parker for bringing that story really to light and helping us all share in it. Another one of those really proud moments, make you feel really great about Western New York.